Yes.
Right? Like, he is a hockey player, like true MVP here, like really great hockey player. He is very much a golden retriever type who falls hard and like fast. But you can also see from like his past experiences and everything that like, yeah, he does have a playboy reputation, but a lot of the time when they have this playboy reputation, they're not actually a playboy. That's just kind of what is the perception because of them being this hockey MVP, this hockey star. And that's kind of what is expected of them.
Hello? Is this thing on? Welcome to Books and Banter with Les and friends, only on the Dufferin Ave Media Network.
Hello, bookworms. Welcome to Books and Banter. I'm your host, Alessia, and today we have special guest Emily in the studio with us today. So that's super exciting. Hello, Emily.
Hello, I'm super excited to be here.
Have you been on a podcast before?
No, I haven't. First
Aren't
time
you
for
pumped?
everything. Yeah, exactly.
Right? It's exciting. I don't know. There's something about coming to podcasts that just is like a dopamine release almost. Like it's just super exciting, super chill, and then you go home and you're like, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was fun. So I'm glad you're here. Today, we finally get to talk about sports books, and I'm super pumped because I haven't had anyone want to talk about sports books with me for a bit. But we're going to talk about what makes the perfect book boyfriend, but sports edition. So, I don't know, like when you think off the top of your head, like what's a characteristic or a trait that you would say, yeah, like that is a 10 out of 10 book boyfriend right there?
The first thing that came to mind, even when like I was thinking about this question at home, was devotion. You want someone who's devoted to you and isn't straying away from you. And I think it really becomes apparent in a sports book because they also have this sport they're obsessed with, right? So they're pairing that with also being obsessed with a woman as well. And it's kind of tough to balance the thing. And that's what you get to see in the sports books.
And I think too, like what's super nice in a lot of these books, you see how much that male character cares for the female main character and how much respect he has for her.
Oh, 100%.
Right? And in a lot of these books, like especially with sports romance, the consent piece is always there, which, well, and
yes,
when you're not reading like a dark romance per se, right? This is a completely different wheelhouse, but there's that like consent. He cares about her. He might not even necessarily be a great person, but he treats her well and with respect that you're like, you know 100%. What? You right there, that is 10 out of 10.
100%.
But yeah, what else do you think?
I feel like another thing is like that, like golden retriever energy. I feel like a lot of the like book boyfriends have that golden retriever energy, and that's like I love that. I think it's so fun, and then it makes the banter so entertaining.
Well,
right?
And it's often mixed with like the grumpy sunshine.
Exactly.
Right? Where you're like, oh man, that exterior, he is such a prickly cactus.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're like, oh no, you're like a gooey marshmallow. Just kidding.
Yeah, he kind of opens up around her, and that's what's super exciting to see, right?
And it goes back to that devotion piece, right?
Exactly.
What about like what I find in sports romance, and I started noticing this in hockey, so at first I was like, oh, this is a hockey thing, is that like possessiveness and like that whole like touch her and die because that she's mine. And I found this in hockey a lot, and then I just actually am reading The Right Move by Liz Tomforty, and it's Tomforty, isn't it? Tomforty.
Sure.
Anyways, sorry, train of thought derailed there. But I'm reading it, and it's actually about NBA. And so, like, I haven't read a ton about basketball players, but even as a basketball player, like, the possessiveness is there. So now I'm, like, chalking it up to a sports romance thing, not just a hockey romance thing, because it happens in football, too.
Yeah, football, rugby, I've read a lot of different sports. I've even read, like, a golf romance, and they still have that possessiveness. Like,
I have read a cricket romance.
Yeah, right?
Or there's one about pickleball.
Okay, I've never read that one.
I don't remember what it's called, but it literally has pickleball in the title.
Yeah.
I'll have to send it to you. But yeah, like there's every sport possible. There's there's one about chess, like at like Allie Hazelwood.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
Like there's one about everything. What do you find about the like forced proximity and fake dating kind of trope that falls into a lot of these like not hockey per se, but sports romance?
Sports romance. I I personally love it. I love the fake dating. I think it also just shows that they're both willing to be there for each other in a certain capacity, even if, they're not feeling or they're not ready to explore the romance yet. They're still willing to do the fake dating, because you're not just doing the fake dating to fake date, right?
Yeah, we're
There's
not
always a
walking
bigger
in and being
reason.
like, hey, you want to be my fake
you want to be my
boyfriend?
right. There's a bigger reason, and they're kind of showing whoever is agreeing to it, right? They're both showing that they're willing to be there. They're willing to show up, and that's the start of it, right?
Yeah.
And then the sparks build and build and build, and it's super exciting. And of course, with fake dating comes forced proximity, because that's just
we're fake
necessity.
dating,
you're fake, and it's interesting because a lot of the books, I swear, they're oh, I didn't realize we were gonna have to hug each other in public. I didn't realize we were gonna have to kiss in public. I'm what do you mean? I'm of course you do. You're dating. You're faking it, but you're dating.
And they always have to go to these galas and things, and galas.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're yeah, it's a fundraiser, and you're wearing this massive beautiful dress,
yes.
and the cameras are there, and you're oh, I didn't even realize I had to be near you.
Yeah, I didn't realize we had to touch, and I'm well, of course.
So awkward. Was that not part of the discussion?
Yeah.
Oh, right, there wasn't
so
a discussion.
Caught up in it.
I don't know. It goes back to, though, last piece that I'd say is that emotional intelligence piece and communication, right?
Yes.
When you get a male character where, you can see growth, and then you're the decisions that they're making, you're wow, that is maturity.
Mm-hmm.
Not always seen in books. There's a lot of decisions that sports romance depicts that you're excuse me, sir, in what way did you think that was the right decision?
Exactly.
Or so many really silly misunderstandings because of communication, but then you have somebody who can communicate, and you're what a time.
Yeah.
They can actually tell me what they're wanting and what they're feeling.
Yeah.
How beautiful.
Yeah, for me, communication is the biggest thing. Not just sports romance, but any book I ever read, if the two characters that are falling in love can't communicate, it's not fun, because it's if you just talk to each other, it would all work out, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I'm gonna pull one of my books out, but in Consider Me by Becca Mack, there's two quotes that I'll share with you in a second. But the concept of when the main character, the male character, overrides their wishes, or when he knows that she's being either dishonest or self-destructive or self-sabotaging, that's another part in a book where I'm man, look at the emotional intelligence. He can recognize this before you can, right? And so, like I said, in Consider Me by Becca Mack, the male character says that, let me just read it. I'm not a voice actor by any means, so bear with me. But it's this self-sabotaging, non-trusting each other bullshit won't work, Ollie. Not for us. We both have fears, and the only way we're going to get through them is if we face them together, because you're not alone in this, and I think that might be the biggest factor here, you thinking that you must do it all alone. So you're going to admit that you're scared. You're going to tell me while I hold your hand, and I'm going to tell you why I'm scared, and we're going to start to work through it together. I hold my hand out to her. Got it? And you're just damn.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Yeah, right? Or it's he says, your tears are not a weakness, so stop trying to hide them, and don't be sorry for showing me how you feel, and being vulnerable with you is the way we learn to be the best versions of ourselves as partners. When you show me the type of love you need, I learn how to best give it to you.
Yes.
Right? He is a hockey player, true MVP here, really great hockey player.
Yeah.
He is very much a golden retriever type who falls hard and fast, but you can also see from his past experiences and everything that he does have a playboy reputation, but a lot of the time when they have this playboy reputation, they're not actually a playboy. That's just kind of what is the perception because of them being this hockey MVP, this hockey star, and that's kind of what is expected of them. But he's not like that. He has loyalty and charm and wants to be with that one person. So it's a really good read, guys. Consider Me by Becca Mack.
Yeah, that part of facing it together, I think, is the biggest thing too, right? If you're entering into a relationship, it's a partnership, right? It's not
100%.
just oh, I'll do my thing, you'll do your thing, and then we'll just come together later in the end. That you started talking, and that made me think of one of the books I brought, which was Binding 13. This is part of a series. by Chloe Walsh, right? And this is sports romance, but also just be warned to look at the trigger warnings. It gets intense.
It's heartbreaking, but
It's heartbreaking.
a beautiful story.
It's a beautiful story, but it is heartbreaking. So it gets into a lot of other things as well. But I think that comes with it, right? Is like you're talking about that self-sabotaging and stuff. And like Shannon, the girl in this book, she has so much going on in her life, so much stuff that she's not always comfortable sharing with him. But Johnny works really hard to like always be there for her, even within he plays rugby. That's his sport, because this is set in Ireland.
And if you listen to the audiobook, they have lovely Irish accents.
They do. I guess I'm incorrect. It's not set in Ireland. He's from Ireland. But it's set in UK.
Yeah, so it's in
UK.
Cork.
Yeah. But he's from Ireland. Johnny's from Ireland, so he has an Irish accent. But yeah, it's just that whole part of like recognizing what your partner needs, and like in this one that goes like so deep because of everything she's going through too, and he starts to like learn what's going on with her and works to protect her from that, even though it's like not. It's hard. Like he's 17, right? How is he supposed to do that?
Well, and at times too, like he puts her before himself a lot, and then at time like there's a point in the book where he has to actually start putting himself first, but it's hard for him to do that because he still wants to put her first, even though he knows that.
And it's interesting to me because even with that being said, because there's a second book to their story, so this is not just this one. This is part one. But even with that being said, even when he has to start putting himself first, then he kind of like goes to his parents and is like, I need your help. But like he's still considering her, even though he's putting himself first. And that's what I love about like any like book boyfriend, right? Is the willingness to like take a step back and put her first, but then also realizing like your own health and still making it work, right?
Yeah. I don't know if you haven't read Binding 13.
You should.
Should be added to your list immediately.
It's fantastic.
I know my friend Dem, we finally convinced her to start reading it. And she has been giving us like updates. She's like, Kate, like I'm at this point and this point. And me and Maddie are just like, you just wait. You just wait. It's going to get real good, real quick. And like, she's like, well, I can get through this so fast. And you're like, yeah, because there's always something happening. Always something going on. And it's one of those books that it doesn't really quiet down. There's always something and then a solution-ish and then something else, then a solution. And we keep going kind of like that. There's no third act breakup in the sense of like, are we in love? No, we're not in love. And like all of this stuff, right? He's always
certain about her.
Yeah, and it's none of this
it's just life
back and forth. It's life. Like it's someone's background and trauma and this and that. That's kind of the factors that are pulling them in different directions at times. But and it always kind of comes down to that protection factor. Like she even wants to protect him from her life and background. So and it shows 100%. That she even has that. Yeah.
I find that like a lot of the books, it's like we want to put everything on the man.
Yeah.
But also the woman makes mistakes too sometimes, and that's okay. Everyone makes mistakes in books. That's the point. We get to see their growth. But when you get to see them grow, that's the exciting part.
Okay, so I have another one. Have you read The Wall of Winnipeg and Me?
I haven't yet.
Okay,
you've recommended it.
Everybody can just start laughing at me at this point because I always bring a Mariana Zapata book because I apparently am just obsessed with this author. But this book was really, really good because it was about a football player who actually ended up needing his green card. And so, of course, naturally, he kind of proposes this whole plot to, like, you know, let's get married, let's do this, we'll make this happen. So marriage of convenience. But it very quickly turns into a real kind of relationship without them necessarily knowing it at first. And then it kind of just heads into that. So again, I keep bringing quotes today. That's my way of like showing you. But like he says, I don't know, I stuttered, do you love me? And his gaze was so intent, the entire world seemed to stop. You tell me, I never stop thinking about you. I worry about you all the time. Every beautiful thing I see reminds me of you. I can't finish my practices in Colorado without wishing you were around, he said in a steady tone. You tell me what I'm feeling. Right? And you're like, damn, okay. Like, he's fallen. This is a fake marriage.
I was going to say,
he's
you
fallen
read the
for
quote,
the girl
and I'm
who's
like,
given him a green card.
Yeah.
But again, like even here's my example of like touch her and die in this book. It's like,
Yep.
touch my wife again and I'll break every bone in your goddamn body. And I'm like,
Yeah.
whew, okay.
Yeah. I think
Run.
the thing I really like about the touch her and die in these contexts is like, it's not a dark romance. It's not a fantasy, right? So it's like, yes, they say that and I believe they'll follow through, but also they have the like self-awareness not to just like attack right away, right? And sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm like, whoa, like the situation can just be de-escalated and you can still show that you're like willing to put everything forth and protect your woman. And I feel like in these instances, that's where I see it. And I'm like, yes, like you mean business and you are 100% going to follow up on this threat. But first, we're just going to use emotional intelligence and try and de-escalate the situation first before we just, you know, throw punches. So.
Exactly, right? And this is where I was saying too, where you don't necessarily expect that whole touch her and die trope in a sports romance, but more often than not, we're finding it in a sports romance.
Yeah, 100%.
These athletes are very possessive, and when you're claimed by an athlete, you are claimed by that athlete. Do not go near their person. Okay.
Here, I'll pull out my next book. This is First Down by Grace Riley.
Also football.
Yeah. I was like, I got rugby and football. I read other sports
That's
romance.
okay. I've got hockey, football, and I've got a basketball romance.
But for some reason, the football ones stick out. But what that made me think of, the reason why this book stood out so much to me was that James, the main guy, he like throws a football game that's really important to his career because the girl's ex is showing up and causing problems, and he basically messes up this guy's life. And when you think about it, you're like, oh, like that's so important to your career. But I'm also like, this is you showing without fighting, because Bex really doesn't like when they fight at all. Like she's not a fan of it. I'm like, this is you showing without the fighting that like you're willing to do what needs to be done in order to show this like this person who's causing her problems that like this is not going to be tolerated. And he's like the captain who is like, when other people are making jokes about women that I'm like, oh, that's not it. He's like, nope. He's like, I won't pass to you. That's my choice. And I'm like, okay, I love that for you. Like, please. So.
Like, is that a smart athlete, like, career move? Probably not. But I mean, he's showing that he's putting her first.
It also, like, in this book anyways, it shows, like, that his team respects him because of that. Yeah. Because he's willing to stand by his opinions. Yeah. Over just, oh, you're my teammate, so whatever you say goes, whatever you do goes. He's like, no. Like, we are going to treat everyone with respect here, or I'm going to wreck your career. And I'm like, okay, I like it.
Yeah. Well, and I haven't read this one in a while, but I did read it, and I remember even like near the end when you do have that big conflict that kind of arises and like arises. Oh my goodness, Alessia, what are your English vocabulary is not my thing today, or ever maybe, but when conflict kind of comes and they have to work through it, she like, of course you have that natural where like, oh, we're in a fight, like we're gonna go our own ways, we're not gonna talk about it, whatever. Yeah. But like when they do talk about it and everything, like you can still see how much he cares and how much he's always still put her first.
Yes. Yeah. Especially like through his whole life, he's always put football before literally everybody, including himself. Yeah. Right. And it's like, that's how you see he cares. So yeah. Good book. Recommend.
Have you read any of Stephanie Archer's books?
I recognize.
It's another series that I recommend. It's a Canadian series. Like she's clearly Canadian, but it's the Vancouver. Oh my god.
Okay, I haven't read that.
The Vancouver Storm series.
Okay, I haven't read any of those, but I see them all over my feed, and I'm like,
and it has like 6 books, I believe. If not, like, don't correct me or correct me if I'm wrong, please do. But this one is the first book, so it's about Jamie and Pippa, and it honestly is one of my favorite books in the series. Now, I did pull a quote from the second book in the series because I thought it was just really, really fun and wanted to share just again to show you like this is what a book boyfriend kind of sounds like sometimes, where it's like, I have feelings for you, songbird. My heart pounds and the rest of the bar falls away. I like you so fucking much and I don't want to pretend I don't anymore. I flew out here for you. Something expands in my chest, filling every corner with an intense warmth. Our gazes are locked and my arms are still around her, keeping her close. I don't want to fight this anymore. So you're going from those like fake romances almost to this like, no, like this is real for me. This isn't fake. Like this is the real deal and I'm not gonna
Yeah.
you know?
No, for sure. I love that. Yeah.
Okay, what's your
Here.
next one?
This one is
the same
from
series.
the same series. This is Taming 7. This series has a chokehold on me. Like, I will never stop thinking about it, which is why I can't recommend it enough. There's 6 books so far.
Yeah, and books
I've read 5 of them, and they're all incredible.
Yeah, books 3 and 4 are really, really good
They
as well.
are as well. I wouldn't say that it's the best book boyfriend,
No.
in my opinion, but they're fantastic.
But they're still
They're
fantastic.
fantastic. Why I didn't bring books 3 and 4. But this one follows Gibbsy. His real name's Gerard, and
But Gibbsy just fits in so much better.
It does.
When you
And
know, you
Claire.
know.
No, right? And I was hoping he'd get a book when I first started reading the series because he is like the comedic relief, but you can see there's like a more serious side to him at the same time. And especially in like such an intense book world where all the characters got a lot going on for them, it's so nice to see that refreshing golden retriever energy again, right? However, this book kind of shows his serious side too, and I just, couldn't recommend enough.
Yeah, I haven't read this one yet, so I can't really like add too much to it, but it's the next one on my list, and I
know.
was saying that it's the next one I'm listening to once I finish off what I'm listening to now, and I think I have another library hold, and then it's straight back into the Boys
I
of
don't want to say
Tommen.
too much because I want.
Yeah, I'm
to
excited.
experience it.
I am excited for books 5 and 6.
But
So
yeah, I feel like just all these book boyfriends have the same characteristics that make us love them, right? And make us like really get into their world, right?
yeah, I have one more for you, but this is the one that I'm actually currently listening to. So it is The Right Move by Liz Tomforty. And so like I was saying before, he's a basketball player, and he is such a different character. He's very, very reclusive and like kind of shut in on himself because he doesn't like the limelight. He doesn't like being in the camera's view. He doesn't like the additional pressure it is like when you're going out for supper and then you're just bombarded by cameras and paparazzi, and that's just not for him. So he's very much like a homebody. And she kind of shows up and disrupts that, and eventually it turns into like a fake dating situation where at first you're like, he is not what I would say is a book boyfriend, but once you kind of like get past that exterior, like he's the example of almost like a cactus that you're like, he's prickly, he doesn't like people, he doesn't want you there, but then like as you kind of like break those pieces away, he's very ooey gooey inside and just has so much love to give that it almost makes him feel like that's one of his weaknesses, that he loves too much.
I love that.
Yeah, so so let me read you one. So even something as this where it's like, you have no idea, Indy, the power you have over me, because he would literally do anything for her. And in the book, it's literally like, if you want it, you just have to ask me for it, right? Yeah. So Indy the romantic, she deserves the gesture. She deserves to be loved loudly. She deserves to be loved in any way she wants. And if I can be conceited for a moment, she deserves to be loved by me. I will put her first. I will give her the life she's always dreamed of. I will make sure she knows how special she is, that she doesn't need to put on the show for anyone else. I like her chaotic and emotional. I like her messy.
I love that. And I love that term. I feel like I use this so much, but it's like loved loudly. I love that. Like, everyone deserves to be loved loudly. And I think that's so great that like he uses that too.
Yeah, and he says too later on in the book where it's sometimes the quietest love is the loudest.
Yes. Yeah, and you have to know what your partner wants, right? So it's clear like he can see like what she wants, and he wants to love her loudly in the way that works for her. And I love that.
Yeah. Well, and they like make it work because like I said, like he doesn't like that kind of that lifestyle that almost comes with a professional athlete, where
Yes.
no matter where you go, people follow you. People are always
Yes.
wanting to know where you are, who you're with, what you're doing. And if you even step out of line once, then it could be a headline or this or that. And I don't know, I can clearly talk about this book a lot because I'm currently finishing
Yes,
it
you're
up.
right.
But yeah, it's one of those books that I really didn't know I would enjoy it as much as I did. And I didn't know how much I would fall in love with the character as much as I did. So
Okay, add to my TBR.
yeah, add it to your list. It's a really good listen, because considering like they're fairly long books, like it's like a still 400-page book, which I guess really isn't long in comparison to a lot of other books. But yeah, it's a very easy kind of listen read.
Yeah.
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 Okay, amazing. I don't know, like I feel like we kind of got through a lot on
Yeah, I agree.
like it's that general consensus where it's, you know, that golden retriever vibe, some emotional intelligence mixed up with some communication.
Yeah.
Add a touch of
Yeah,
possessiveness.
little touch of possessiveness.
And, you know,
there.
loving loud.
Yeah.
A little bit of fake dating here and there, marriage of convenience, you know.
Forced proximity,
forced
all these
proximity.
things.
All those little things that kind of like meld this perfect boyfriend. And so, funny fact, in the book that I am reading, she does actually make a list, like a bucket list for how to be the perfect book boyfriend, and they have it pasted on their fridge.
Okay, that's awesome.
And so like she's like teaching him like how to be one of those like perfect boyfriends.
So you're
and
saying I should do that?
Yeah, like it was hilarious when they were talking about it, and it's like, try this, like do this, do this.
I love that.
And like then because of course he's like, well, I'm gonna make you a bucket list then too of things that like you need to do for yourself. So it's a really good one. I highly recommend it. Okay. And go ahead and like compare notes and see what makes the perfect book boyfriend for our female main character there. Exactly. But okay, I think that was good. Yeah. I think we kind of like dived into that, and I think we left a good kind of picture of what to expect from a sports boyfriend. So okay, that was fun, Em. Yeah. Okay, let's wrap up for today, and we'll chat more next time. So this has been Books and Banter. I'm your host, Les, and this has been Emily with us today. And we had a ton of fun, and we hope that you enjoyed this episode. We will see you next time.